Designed for easy operation and maintenance, the Midland SPR-6 Road Widener is a compact diesel hydraulic powered machine designed to do many types of shoulder construction and maintenance. Maintenance should be performed on the SPR-6 prior to each day's operation, beginning with a visual walk-around inspection. Notice if the tires are properly inflated. If underinflated, inflate to the proper operating pressure in accordance with the air pressure inflation information printed on each tire. Visually check the fluid level in the rear axle hubs. Check the fuel level on the gauge provided and ensure the fuel amount is appropriate for the time of operation needed. Look for loose, cracked, or leaking fittings or hoses that might possibly leak or be troublesome under load by running a hand along each daily. Check the area below the unit for spots on the ground or pavement indicating leaks from the unit above. Inspect chain end covers for excess wear that will allow materials or foreign objects to gain access to the conveyor mechanism. Damage can occur if material is allowed into the chain drive or support roller under the conveyor belt. Check the hoses and fittings on the belt drive motor. Also inspect the bib rubber and conveyor belt in the hopper for rips and tears. Proper conveyor belt tension is important as well to ensure the best life of the conveyor chain and belt. With the folding hopper in the up position and secured with the chain restraint, belt and chain tension should be checked. Look to see that about 1 inch of slack or play is available to provide some give should an obstruction be encountered in the chain drive mechanism. Adjustments are made at the take-up bearings at either end of the conveyor. A conveyor that is adjusted too tight will reduce conveyor and drive chain life. Always inspect the conveyor belt connecting splice for wear on the metal hinges and bolt tightness. If any are loose or missing, replace immediately and stake and grind the nuts. Potential loss of the entire conveyor is possible if the conveyor belt lace is in any way damaged, worn, or loose. Ensure the hydraulic fluid is at the correct level. Fluid temperature can also be checked here as well. Check the engine oil at the rear of the engine, inside the housing. Should the engine need oil, it can be added at this location. Finally, prior to engine startup, check the coolant level in the engine, but only when the engine is cold and not running. Daily maintenance will help keep your SPR-6 operating smoothly and safely. The gear lube in the differential and front wheel hub should be checked monthly. With the wheel hubs in the proper position, remove the plugs with a 1/2 inch wrench. However, never attempt this type of operation with the engine running. After extracting the fill plug, insert a fingertip to find the oil level. Oil level should be at the edge or bottom of the threaded hole with barely a drip coming from the hole. Check again with your fingertip after filling to ensure the proper level is achieved. Note, only 90 weight gear oil should be used. Also monthly, check the battery under the operator's deck for secure connections and proper fluid level. Climb to the operator's deck via the 2-step ladder at the rear of the machine, grasping handrails provided. Open the pump hatch and visually inspect the area for leaks or oil stains under the pumps at the rear of the engine. Observe the hydraulic reservoir, looking for leaks or damage to hoses and sump filter. Start the engine and check the sump filter gauge. It should be in the green to ensure that oil in the reservoir is reaching the hydraulic circuitry properly. Again, visually inspect the area for leaking hydraulic hoses or fittings. We can now unlock the engine control panel to expose the starter key slot and engine gauge panel. An engine temperature gauge, voltmeter, oil pressure gauge, and tachometer are provided. A manual throttle is provided next to this location to control engine speed. The operator's seat and control panel have all the controls needed to allow easy and precise operation of the SPR-6. The control panel has a steering wheel for controlling the direction like any automobile or truck. A forward and reverse speed control lever is located to the right of the steering wheel. The conveyor speed rocker control is situated on top of this lever and allows infinite speed control of the conveyor. Other controls to the right of the steering wheel are the parking brake apply-release button, the brake on light, the conveyor on-off switch, the engine emergency shutdown button, and an engine warning light. To the left of the steering wheel is a drive range switch that allows switching between spreading or paving speeds and higher travel speeds, and a horn. Under the control panel is a pedal for applying the service wheel brake, controlled through a master cylinder mounted forward of the control station. Under the panel itself are the hydraulic control levers that allow operator control of the spreader blade, hopper, and optional hydraulic push roller. All of these controls are within easy reach for the operator's use. Starting the SPR-6 is simple with all controls set in the proper position. Prior to startup, bring the forward-reverse lever to the neutral position. Turn the key switch to the right to the on position, but do not start the engine. Ensure the engine kill switch is not activated or lighted. The conveyor control switch is off, and the wheel brakes are applied. Push the rocker switch to the left to bring the conveyor to its lowest speed. This ensures the conveyor will not start too quickly. Note that older models may require the SPR-6 drive range switch to be in pave or low gear to start engine. Start the engine by turning the key to the right and allow to idle at about 1,000 RPM to warm all systems. To set up the blade, first remove the needed parts stored in the compartment beneath the operator's deck. The spreader blade is secured to the side of the SPR-6 with a pin-attached retaining leg. Remove the pin from the bottom of the leg, replacing it after the spreader blade is freed. Rotate the blade out away from the right side of the machine to an approximate 45-degree angle. The blade should not be in contact with the ground as it was stowed for transport. Insert the ball hitch and secure it with its pin. The telescoping push tube is attached with a ball-type hitch at each end. Remove the pins from the female hitch ball on the telescoping rod ends. Secure the telescoping tube ends to the hitch ball on the machine and the hitch ball on the blade. Reinsert the keeper pins in the hitch ball female ends. Find the set of holes in the push tube that will hold the blade at the desired 45-degree angle and insert the mating pin in the aligned holes. Unbolt the edger plate and align it so that it is parallel to the machine and secure with the turnbuckle. With the engine running, the spreader blade can be adjusted into position with the control valves on the operator's control panel. The spreader blade can be raised and lowered to spread materials at, above, or below grade. The slope control valve will adjust the outer end of the blade up or down and allow a cross slope to the shoulder being placed. The hydraulic blade extension is also controlled from the operator's control station. It can be extended to move the materials being placed around a signpost, guardrail, or retracted for a taper into a bridge abutment. After removing the safety chain, the folding hopper on the left side of the machine in the up position must be lowered to the working position in order to expand the machine to accept dump trucks and channel material to the conveyor for spreading. On machines equipped with the optional hydraulic push rollers, disengage the twist lock latch pin before extending the push rollers with the hydraulic control. Next, reposition the front push roller assembly from the transport or shipping position to the working position by removing the center pin and manually pushing the oscillating assembly to the left to align the holes for center pin, and pin into the working position. Ensure the push roller assembly will oscillate about the center pin. Moving the push rollers into working position will help center the dump truck in the hopper and away from the weaker outer edge of the pavement. Now that you know how to start the engine and set up the blade, the unit can be moved into position for use. The throttle should be advanced by turning or pulling it outward to run the engine at between 2,500 and 2,700 RPM. This will provide ample power to operate the machine under a full load. Once the throttle is set at the selected RPM, move to the operator's seat and fasten the seat belt. Push the horn button to ensure it is operational. Release the parking brake by pulling up on the red button. When the red brake light goes out, the machine can be moved about using the steering wheel and forward-reverse speed control, which is now enabled. The further the control lever is pushed forward or pulled rearward, the faster the machine will move. Note that when backing up, the backup alarm should sound. For moving or positioning on a job site or loading on a trailer, 3/4 throttle is acceptable. The 2-speed hydrostatic transmission can be shifted only after making a complete stop. Shifting under load or while moving can damage the transmission. Never operate the SPR-6 while standing at the controls or on the spreader blade. Operation should be from the seat provided only, with the seat belt fastened. And never stand in the hopper or allow other personnel to stand in the hopper with the engine running. Loading the SPR-6 on a truck or trailer for transport is quick and simple. The machine should be reduced to its 8-foot 6-inch minimum width dimension by folding the spreader blade against the right side of the machine and attaching the blade securing rod on the right rear quarter panel. The folding hopper should be raised and secured with the red retainer chain. Place the telescoping push tube inside the storage area. The push roller assembly must be moved inboard and secured with the center pin. This ensures the SP6 is within legal width limits for transport and shipping. The twist lock latch pin need not be used and can remain unengaged on machines equipped with hydraulic push rollers. The SPR-6 2-speed transmission should be placed in pave or low range for loading. Front tires should be aligned with the ramps to the trailer. The lower front end of the machine should clear all obstructions. Continue to pull the machine onto the surface of the trailer until the rear wheels are on the deck as well. Align the machine within the width of the trailer so no part of the SPR-6 is outside of the trailer width. Secure the machine in accordance with the trailer manufacturer's accepted procedure. Unload the SPR-6 by reversing the above procedure using the foot brake to slow the offloading as necessary and ensuring the machine is in low range until it is returned to firm ground or pavement. The SPR-6 is a balanced design created to provide the best features on a compact chassis, making it easy to transport anytime, day or night, even holidays and weekends. Each type of user can benefit from its compact design and high output. Many users have demonstrated to themselves the positive features and results using the SPR-6 in their operation. We appreciate that you too have joined the growing family of SPR-6 users and know it will do the job for you and your operation. With a family of self-propelled road wideners and road widener attachments, Midland has the right machine to suit any size job. For more information on all the Midland road wideners, go to www.roadwidener.com.